Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded anything. I've been pretty busy with college lately, but what you doing? What you doing? I'm trying to record a video. Are you guys gonna leave me alone? Alright, so today I just wanted to go through and give you guys a tour of all my aquariums, do a little of a story time, and also go over some plans I have for the future. Alright, so I'm going to start with the two tanks that I have in my bedroom, that being the 10-gallon, used to be a hospital tank, was going to be an angelfish grow-out tank, but has now become just like a miscellaneous breeding project slash plant grow-out tank. So I ordered some shrimp to go in here, but unfortunately they've been sent to Puerto Rico for some reason. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I've been debating ordering more from someone else that doesn't ship with USPS, because USPS just kind of has a bad reputation for losing packages. So I don't really know what's going to happen with this tank. There's a couple of options. I've been thinking about putting a beta fish in here and just turning the heat up, because I think it would be good for me to have beta fish as like a educational piece, because they're probably the most like abused fish in the whole hobby, and I think it would be good to have that just for educational purposes. But I've also thought about doing something like celestial pearl danios or guppies or some kind of live bear. I haven't exactly decided. The main appeal of the shrimp to me was that was something I could reproduce and sell, that has a pretty high demand, and also easy to cultivate. So I haven't really decided what I'm doing with this tank yet, but that'll kind of just come down to if I get these shrimp or not, because I am pretty short on money. I'm a college student who only has a summer job, so my options are fairly limited. But I guess we'll see as this all unfolds, and I'll keep you guys updated. And we've also got the ecosystem jar, which is not looking too hot these days. I need to do a water change on it and probably get like a cotton ball or something in there to kind of wipe down all the sides. But I mean, the dwarf sage isn't doing too bad. I put a piece of Elodia in there, which is going crazy. And these garlic shoots are just getting bigger and bigger. There are some like snails and scuds and stuff in here. This has just kind of become the pest jar at this point. I doubt I'll be able to catch any of them on camera, but they are in there. I see them flying around every once in a while. Next, I want to talk about this 75-gallon, just because it's the newest. I've made, it's been a while since some things have changed since I last showed it. As you can see, there's only one angelfish in here, and that's because my male is over in that tank, because he just wasn't leaving her alone. He was absolutely like brutalizing her, and she's recovering now, but she is at the time she was very weak from coming out of the hospital tank, so she was just getting beat up and not like defending herself. And I actually ended up putting up the smallest golden eye cichlid in here with her for a second, or a couple days, because she was getting beat up in the other tank as well. So I figured might as well put them in here together. But then she started getting bullied by the little golden eye cichlid, so I put her back in the other tank. So I guess I'm not gonna. She didn't like defend herself like at all. So I guess I'm just gonna have to put her in here with like only peaceful species. She's almost as bad as one of my dogs with how bad she. Like if I come over here and act like I'm gonna feed her, she starts going absolutely nuts. What is this? Yeah, she starts going absolutely nuts when she sees like the aquarium co-op community pellets come out. All right, so let's go ahead, get a nice little decent sized scoop for her. She's a pretty heavy eater, so I'll just put that in there and she'll go to ham on that. You can see how her colors, it doesn't come through as well on camera, but her colors are pretty nice and flared up right now. Well, now that she's been fed and I've kind of talked about her, I want to talk about just the state of the tank by itself. So it's been keeping nice and stable. It's going through a little bit of a diatom phase. Got little bits of the brown algae around, as well as some poop. I need to get some cories in here. to help kind of process that. Got the Java Fern on the Series Stone, all doing pretty well. I've been dosing with fertilizer every probably like 3 weeks or so. All the Amazon swords are, some of them are going through a little bit of an ugly phase as they melt back, but all of the new leaves are doing good. You can kind of see the difference between the long actual sword-shaped leaves and some of the ones which are still from like when they were growing immersed in the store. Like you can see that one back there is pretty much fully converted, and it's just like a mini version of this one. And there's also, it's like the Rosetta sword or something that's back there, like those real kind of shorter ones. But you know, it all comes with time. They'll all look better as time goes on. I don't know if this was here the last time I showed this, but I got this intake sponge that I had before. This tank actually needs to be filled up and kind of wiped down, but I'm too lazy right now. I just got out of school. So I don't normally do this, but I wanted to get this just to show on camera, just kind of the mixture of food that I normally feed. So I've got some of the easy community floating pellets in there. I've got some old goldfish food that I feed to the cories because it's a sinking pellet. It's just very high in protein, and that's what I normally feed them for their protein content. I've also got an algae wafer and the easy magic small fish feed for some of the tetras, so they don't get outcompeted for the food. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in here so we can go ahead and see them all eat. So you can see those, unfortunately, I ran out of space right there, but as I was saying, I was gonna say that the lemon tetras really like to smash against the surface when they eat. So that's partially why I don't fill the tank up all the way when it evaporates a little bit, just because I'm always conscious of them flying out of the tank. And that's actually how I lost 2 of them when I first got them. I have 8, I used to have 10. And then the neons, or not the neons, the cardinals, my nice chunky cardinals just like to go around and eat all that small fish feed. And I think it's also good for the Corydoras because as it settles, I imagine that's pretty similar to what they eat in the wild. Like just very fine particulates in the substrate. And up here you can see the angelfish and the, there's always this one cory. This one cory always comes up and tries to eat off the surface, which I find hilarious. So they all like, some of them like to eat off the surface, some of them eat from the bottom down here. Like I think they're going after that, that algae pellet. Either, yeah, he's got like right underneath his mouth. That cory's like upside down trying to get it. So that'll go around. I need to take this Indian almond leaf out. But just general updates. I've been dosing with Easy Green more often, and these lily pads have gone absolutely insane. They're actually like out competing some of the floating plants, which I think this is the first time that I've had floating plants that just don't absolutely take over. Like they're being starved out. Like I could probably dose more fertilizer than I am currently. I've also got my mangrove, which I haven't really talked about recently, but it looks like I'm gonna be getting some new leaves on there soon. I don't talk about it enough how this thing, like this is just, it's great to have like big plants like this to help get rid of nitrates. It's grown a lot. It's bad to be poking out of the tank in a couple more months here. Let's see, what else can I go over? Oh yeah, this dwarf sage has been going crazy. That's a new plant. There's a couple of new plants like back of there that I'd never planted. So it's just been propagating really well for me, and hopefully over time it'll kind of spread over to these other dead areas. So now I guess I just kind of want to go into some of the story time. I've had this tank for probably going on 4 or 5 years, maybe 6. I don't know if I've talked about it, but I used to have a turtle, and this was one of her tanks. She was a Mississippi map. And what do we have here? Anyway, she was a Mississippi map. This is one of her grow out tanks when she was a baby. She passed away last year. All right, I'm doing a voiceover because I misspoke here, but pretty much what I was trying to say is that once she moved out of this tank, she had a 40-gallon, and I was free to put stuff into this tank, and I converted her tank after she died into another tank, which I'll be talking about in a minute. So after she got moved out, I got some goldfish in here. I've talked about them before. I had 4 commons, or 3 commons, a comet, and I had a couple of fancies that lived in there. And these commons were very stunted, so size wasn't really an issue. I was doing weekly water changes, and it was very heavily planted with Alodia, so water parameters weren't really a concern. So I had those guys for going on a couple years, and the fancies passed away from dropsy. That's just kind of what happens with fancies. Can't really ever guarantee that they're going to live. I had a little Ranchu named Hamilton and a Tame Saba named Peppermint, and I would have to recommend Tame Sabas to anyone. They're beautiful. They have like some of the deepest red coloration I've ever seen on a goldfish on them. And if I ever do goldfish again, I'd probably do a stock tub of just Tame Sabas. I think that'd be pretty sick, like a 200-gallon stock tub of just those. What was I gonna say? So yeah, after they passed away, I got bored of the goldfish. They weren't growing. They weren't. They were just kind of stagnating, and I was just getting bored of them. So I rehomed them to a lady with a pond in the area I live at. And so once I rehomed the goldfish, I did some research, looked on Dan's Fish because I heard they were one of the best, and that's what I believe to this day. I picked out 3 of the cichlids, 8 or 10 of the lemon tetras, 8 of the longfin, or maybe it was 10. I'm not sure. I don't even know how many I have at this point. 8 or 10 of the longfin Corydoras. I think they're called Platalis or something. I think they're like the peppered cories, pretty much. Is that it that I had? Yeah, I guess that was it. So you might be wondering after I've said that, why is he in here? Why are these in here? That's because I had a 40-gallon tank that exploded on me right before class at like 3 o'clock in the morning, right before my college classes. That was a very traumatizing experience. I can't lie. So I'm pretty sure I saved all the fish. I don't really know. I think I might have lost a few cardinals in that whole thing, but I got both the angelfish and all of the Corydoras out of the tank as it was exploding. So that's all good, but I had about $300 worth of different plants inside of that tank. As well as that's what the Ceres stones like come from, and some of the spider wood that I have in the 10-gallon all came from that 40-gallon. That was my turtle tank that before she died. That was that tank. So we had it for like over a year. So it was kind of weird that then the silicone went out on it, which was the thing. So that's why this guy's in here. That's why they're both in here. They were both supposed to go into the 75, but this guy sucks, so he doesn't suck. He's just, some fish are like that. So that's why these guys are in here. I don't really have any future plans for this tank. I didn't really aquascape this tank, as you can tell. I've just kind of added stuff. Like these giant sponge filters were because of the goldfish that I had in here. All the substrate's original from when I put the goldfish in here. The driftwood is even from when I had the goldfish in here. So is the Anubias and Java fern. So I don't really have any future plans for this tank as far as adding any new animals or plants go. I'm just kind of let it continue to flourish for me. Maybe I'll do a rescape one day, or if something happens and all these fish die, God forbid, I guess I'll have to end up doing something different with it. But for now, I don't really have any plans. All right, I forgot that I wanted to talk about future plans for this tank when I was on that part. So I've already kind of picked out the stocking I want to put on here once I have the money for it. I'm planning on doing about 10 to 15 Congo tetras, a good school of like 20 to 30 rummy nose tetras. I want to do some plecos, but I'm not really sure. I don't really want anything that's going to mess up these Amazon swords. Like the reason these are so like horrible looking is because the bristle nose in the other tank always would just chew on it and mess it up. So I haven't really decided if I'm going to do plecos or not. Maybe I'll get some like, what is it, Hypan citrus, like the zebra pleco kind of plecos. I don't know if they eat broadleaf plants or not. So that'll be something to figure out. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. So mainly I'm just going to do peaceful kind of schooling fish in here, because I feel like if I put a ram in here or anything, it's just going to bully her, unfortunately. So, all right, so that's probably going to be it for today. Thank you guys for 100 subscribers. It makes it all feel a little bit more real that I'm doing this stuff. It makes it feel just a little bit more legitimate. If you guys have any suggestions for video ideas or even stocking ideas for any of the tanks, go ahead and leave me a comment. It really helps out. And while you're down there, you might as well leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.